Good morning. Today is Monday, September 13th, 2021. We start the new week with a reading comprehension class about the doctor who saved London.
Good morning and a very happy Monday. How was your weekend? Was it good? Did you rest well? Okay, so I hope you're all ready for another week of online classes. So today is Monday, September 13th, 2021. And we start as every week with a reading class. This time a reading class about a doctor who saved London. So right now we are in the middle of a pandemic, the COVID pandemic, but this happened many times before, and it also happened in London where people started getting sick and nobody knew how or why people were getting sick. But there was a doctor, Dr. Snow, and Dr. Snow found out why. And that's why the story called The Doctor Who Saved London. Okay, so I thought it was an appropriate story. So what we do today, we're going to read the first part. We will start with vocabulary, we read the first part. Tomorrow morning we read the second part and we will answer some questions. Okay, so let's start with the vocabulary and then have a look at the story. Okay, the first three words. Number one, disease. The word is disease. Disease. Another word for disease would be illness. So it's a disease is something that makes you sick. For example, COVID. COVID is a disease. It's a bacteria that or a virus that comes into your body and makes you sick. So a disease like COVID or like the flu is also a disease, or there's many more diseases. So a disease, another word is illness. Okay, number two, evidence. 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 What is evidence? Well, evidence is something that you know for sure. So if you know there's something you not know for sure, you don't have evidence. For example, let's say, make it a simple one. You have a cookie and your cookie is gone. And you have one little brother or one little sister. Then your idea is that your little brother or little sister probably ate the cookie. But you didn't see it. So you don't have evidence. But if you see your little brother or sister eat the cookie, then you for sure, and then you have evidence, right? So you can guess something, but if you know for sure, you need evidence. So for the COVID, we have the vaccines now. I had my second one Friday. And if you have your vaccine, we have evidence that the vaccine will help, right? Or else we would not take the vaccine. So the word is evidence. And then number three, experiment. 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 What is an experiment? Well, in science, people do a lot of experiments. To find out if something works or not works, you have to try first. And in science, that's called an experiment. If you put A and B together, what will happen? You need to experiment. Try. Try is another word for experiment. Let's try and see what happens. That's the same thing they did with the corona vaccine. They experiment, they try. Will this help? Will this help? Until they have evidence, and then they make it into a vaccine and give it to people. Okay? So these words will come back in the story, so you see them in the right context. So number one, disease, disease. Number two, evidence, E-V-I-D-E-N-C-E. And number 3, experiment. E-X-P-E-R-I-M-E-N-T. Okay, 3 more. Okay, 3 more words from the story. Number 4, T-H-E-O-R-Y. Theory. Remember the TH, put your tongue under and behind your front teeth. Theory, theory. A theory is an idea. So in the story, the doctor, Dr. Snow, has a theory. He thinks that people get sick because the water they drink is dirty. That's a theory. That's an idea. He didn't know for sure. So the theory is, and then later he will find out it's true. So then he has evidence. So before evidence, there is a theory. We need to find out why the people get sick. And the theory is they drink dirty water. And then we experiment to find evidence. Number 5, C-H-O-L-E-R-A. Cholera. Cholera. So now the disease that we have now is called corona or COVID-19 or COVID. The disease in the story is called cholera. It's a disease that is still in the world. You can still get it if you drink dirty water. That's why we drink water from the bottle. So that disease that the people got was called cholera. So it's the name of a disease. And number 6, you know this, S-C-I-E-N-T-I-F-I-C, scientific, scientific. So scientific means that scientists have proved its validity. For example, there's scientific evidence that you get cholera from drinking dirty water because the scientists know for sure. That is a scientific evidence. So it means made by the scientist, created by scientists. Scientific. Okay, one more time. Number 4, theory. Theory, T-H-E-O-R-Y. Number 5, the name of the disease, cholera, C-H-O-L-E-R-A. And number 6, scientific, S-C-I-E-N-T-I-F-I-C. Okay, if you finished, underline the words and then we will continue with our lesson. Okay, so what we will do, we will read the first part of a true story this time. So it's not fiction, it's true. About a doctor, Dr. Snow. And Dr. Snow lived in London about 150 years ago. So that is about 1870, the year 1870. And the people in London got sick. They got cholera. And it was a new disease. People didn't know the disease and nobody knew what happened, why people were getting sick. And Dr. Snow figured it out. So let's read the first part of the story. Tomorrow we read the second part. Okay? So let's go.
Okay, are you all ready to read about the doctor who saved London? Okay, let's read together. The doctor who saved London. In the city of London, about 150 years ago, many people started to get very sick. The sickness they had was called cholera. The disease caused panic among Londoners because nobody knew how to prevent it or how to cure it. Lots of doctors tried to figure out how to prevent people from getting cholera. Most doctors thought that people got cholera from breathing in polluted air. They told their patients to open their windows and breathe in fresh air as much as possible. However, this advice did not seem to work as more and more people contracted the disease. Doctors also struggled to help the patients who already had cholera. Some doctors told their patients to drink lots of water, but that did not help. Some told their patients to take certain medicine, but those did not help either. The doctors did not know what to do. John Snow was a doctor and scientist who had a different idea. He thought that cholera might have been spreading through the water that people were drinking. Maybe polluted water was making everyone sick. At first, other doctors and scientists disregarded Dr. Snow's idea. They believed that cholera was spread through the air and that water was not the problem. So nobody paid much attention to Dr. Snow. When scientists have an idea that is not proven, it is called a theory. Remember from the vocabulary, if you have a theory, it's an idea. Scientists then create experiments to test whether their theories are true or not.
Okay, now we will read the second part tomorrow morning and then we will also answer some questions, but we will see that tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you in the afternoon for our math class. Bye.